Hi everyone, Frankie here. I'm just taking advantage of this beautiful day and getting some movement in outdoors. Today we're going to talk about the spine. We're going to be doing some movements that will benefit our spine and hopefully stretch out our hamstrings a little bit as well. So to start, I just want us to close our eyes, turning our attention inwards, noticing the breath in the body as it filters in and out, trying to find stillness in the body, and letting go of the day, what's happened and what's to come. Just being present in this moment right now. Taking that breath a little deeper, deepening our inhales, our exhales match, increasing in length. You might count in your head. Or just use a gentle rhythm of the body to keep time. Set an intention for your practice today. Bringing your hands to heart center as you begin to focus in on that intention. Inhaling the strength to bring it to fruition. Exhaling any fears or tensions, anything that might hold us on and prevent us from moving forward. We can't stay in the past, for it has already happened. We can look to the future with hope, but it's truly being in the present and what we make with each of our moments that determines what happens in the future, perhaps what our futures hold, and perhaps if our intentions manifest themselves. Take a deep breath in, open your mouth, let it out. Another one. Good. On your next inhale, let's bring the arms up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. On your next inhale up, I want you to stay there. The spine moves in 7 different directions. The first one we're going to play with right now as we reach and extend, find length in our spine. Our shoulder blades are down. We're not scrunching our shoulders. Our spines are long, our neck is long. Maybe the chin is tucked down to keep the back of the neck straight. The first way that our spine is able to move is extending. It extends and reaches out as you find and create more space, using your core tight as you continue to reach. Maybe even taking a gentle nod up towards the sky as we look towards the sky. Exhale down. Maybe you feel a little bit of burning from that. Maybe not. Inhale, let's do it again. Finding length in the spine as our shoulders are down, our arms are strong next to our ears. Our sits bones, our legs, they are immobile. They're planted where they're at, nice and strong. Strong base, strong core. We're not slumped forward. We're back and reaching, finding that extension through the spine. Great, release that. Whew. Shake it out. Good. Next way that the spine moves 2 ways is side to side. So with that, let's inhale and come over to the side. Maybe we walk our hand out to deepen this stretch a little bit, or maybe not. Coming to wherever is perfect for you. Sorry, bug itch. Whatever feels good for you. And exhale. Passing right on over. The opposite hands comes up as we stretch to the opposite side. Third way the spine moves. We have that nice extension before. We bend to the side one way and to the next. Let's do this one more time on each side. Inhaling as we reach. Exhaling. And if you'd like, you could pause this video and you can move through this movement as long as you'd like. Practice different breaths as you move. Maybe you inhale and then exhale as you come to the opposite side. Inhaling and exhaling. Or maybe you inhale to center and exhale down. Inhale to center and exhale down. Good. This time coming center, letting our hands drop to our knees and just feeling that movement in our body. Good. We've gone over 3 different ways so far. We're going to add an additional 2 right now. We're going to inhale the arms up and we're going to twist from the torso, not the shoulders. We're going to twist from the torso. Arms are extended. Once you've twisted from the torso, you can bring your arms down. Opposite hand comes on top of your knee that you're facing. Opposite hand comes back. And maybe you look over your shoulder gently, not forcing the neck. Keeping a strong breath. Sorry, there was an ant. Breathing. On your next inhale, come back to center. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side, taking that rotation first, coming from our core, our torso area before we bring the hands down, gently looking over the shoulder. Breathe. Nice, strong breath. Inhaling, coming back to center, twisting again. Maybe this time your twist is a little deeper. Maybe not. Either's okay. Nice, coming back to center, taking it one more time, completing a second round. We want to make sure we're even Steven, coming back to center and letting our hands come to rest. Now, we have 2 more ways left to talk about. The first one is a forward bend, where we bend the spine forward, and the other one is, you've guessed it, opposite direction. We're bending back, so those would be your back bends. We're going to take it easy on the back bends. We'll get some forward folding in there. Actually, we'll do a little bit of CatCow, so we'll get some back bends in that way. But I want to remind you that during any of these exercises, only take it as far as your body will allow. If you feel any pain or discomfort, please stop. Let's come around. We're going to swing around all 4s. Taking a moment to make sure our setup is nice and solid. Our middle fingers are pointing straight forward. They're parallel. We have our wrists, our stacked over our wrists, our shoulders stacked over our elbows. Everything is in one nice straight line. Same thing in the back. We've got the hips over the knees and our back legs are parallel too. Nice flat neutral spine. So for our forward bend of the spine, we're going to make this cat motion where we stretch our back up, stretch the back up. Even the shoulders are pressing away as we round the spine. Breathing here, feeling this nice stretch in the spine. And on your next inhale, let's tuck the toes and bring our chest forward through the shoulders. Our chest opens up, our head tilts back, look up towards the sky for cow. Breathing here, feeling it. You should feel a nice stretch along the backs of your feet, along the bottom of your tummy, your neck, your back, your low back. And on your next exhale, let's round the spine and come back into that cat pose, pushing away from the ground, rounding the spine. And exhale, come back to cow, tucking the toes, chest comes forward. And breathe, cat. Rounding the spine. And exhale, moving through cow. I like to think of a cow mooing. Inhale, you got your Halloween cat. Exhale, moo, cow. And you could pause this video and move through these movements as many times as you'd like for as long as you'd like. Very nice. And let's bring our toes to touch and walk our knees wide, extending the arms out and sitting back for a child's pose stretch. And you can feel this stretch along your arms, in your shoulders, along your back. You might feel it in your hips, your groin area. Your forehead can come to touch the mat. I'm losing my earbuds, so I'm not going to do that. When you bring your head down, your forehead down to the mat, it takes the curve out of your neck and straightens your neck. Watch. So here I'm looking forward. My neck is not straight, it's tilted up. So when I bring my forehead down to the mat, it straightens out the spine. Nice long spine. Finding length maybe through your arms as you reach. This is a resting pose, but it also can be an active pose, right? As we stretch the arms. And from child's pose, we're going to come back up to all fours and then sit down to one side as we swing our legs around. So I wound up in this position, or you can turn so that you're the length of the mat, which I will do so you can see my whole body. So we worked on the spine, and I'd love to really work on those, opening up those hamstrings right now. So what we're going to do is a little forward folding from a seated position. What we're doing here is hinging from the hips when we do this motion. So this really isn't something that involves the spine. This is called staff pose. We're nice and strong, okay? Nice and straight through the spine. Imagine a string that you can pull through the crown of your head that's lifting you up. Your shoulders are back, nice and straight and strong pose. Our feet are flexed, so our legs are active. Okay. If this is challenging for you, you can bring the bottoms of your feet to the ground, all right? Thus bringing our legs closer to the body, and it will relieve some tension that you might feel, especially in the low back. We don't want that Pain is no bueno. Yoga's supposed to feel good. Okay, so we're in staff pose, and what we're going to do is hinge at the hips. So let's place our hands, or at least one hand, down on our knees or our thighs. And let's take the other hand and just feel our hips hinging forward just a little bit. So notice I didn't even come very far. I'm just right here, hanging out. And this is going to give me a stretch along the back of the leg. The tops of my legs are active. And let's release, coming back to straight. Okay, let's do that one more time. Just hinging at the hips. You want to keep doing this as long as you need. And this is going to help to release some of that tension, all right, in the low back and along your hamstrings. All right, if you're able, we're going to walk our hands out a little bit more, and we're going to hinge a little further. Now, don't force this. So if you can't come here, if you can't hinge further, that's okay. Stay where we were. Maybe you're where you are, and again, with each breath, just like feel your body relax into it a little more. Even though these poses are challenging, coming back straight, you can find like the beauty and the meditative state in them, right? When you flow through poses, or just when you're holding a pose. Now let's come a little bit further if you can. If you can, hinge as far as you can, and then when you're as far as you can, I want you to just flop over and just hang out here. Again, if this is challenging, please bend your knees, and this brings your legs to you. And just kind of hang here, breathing. Nice strong breath, even though we're folding and not really relaxing, stretching. Don't lose focus of the breath. Train going by in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. And coming up straight. Now what I want you to do is take your right leg, take the bottom of your foot and bring it into your left thigh. This is going to cause our hips to kind of jut out this way towards our legs. So let me show you facing this way. Right? I like automatically want to face this way. So what I want you to do is kind of turn yourself so that you are over your elongated leg. Foot is flexed, and I want us to hinge down. And just fold. And this folded leg, or belt leg, your right leg, if you're doing what I'm doing, you know, it might be up here, and that's okay. If you have a block at home, or you can take a pillow or a rolled blanket and kind of put it up so there's not pressure on it since it's falling open, right? Propping it up will keep pressure out of your groin and your hip area. We don't want to hurt anything, all right? So just think about that. And you're at home, so do what you need to do for yourself, all right? So you can come back here and hang out for a little bit more if you'd like. You can pause this video at any time and take the stretch for longer if you need. Stretching out that leg, giving it a shake before you bring in the opposite leg. Same thing, turning ourselves, right? So we're nice and straight over this elongated leg, and we're going to hinge down over and fold. And you're doing whatever you need to do for your opposite leg. If you need to prop it up, don't let it be something like, oh, I have to prop my leg up. Okay, it's growth. Every time a baby fell as they're taking their first steps, if they said, oh, I'm giving up, or I'm not going to use the wall, we wouldn't have very many walking adults, would we? Okay, so let's bring both soles of our feet together. Okay, again, as far out as you need, whatever's comfortable for you. And we're just going to make a little butterfly motion here as we open up our hips. Okay, maybe you're right here. Okay, there is a beauty in a starting point. Even if you've started over 50 times, you've still shown up each of those 50 times. There's beauty in showing up for yourself, and there's beauty in growth, and wherever you are right now. Let's come back to a seated position. Let's bring our hands in Lotus Mudra. Our pinkies are touching, our thumbs are touching, our palms are touching, and our other hands are kind of flowered out. Lotus Mudra, a self-nurturing symbol, symbolizing that beautiful starting point in the center and that blooming outward growth as we bloom from the inside out, from the core out. Take a deep breath in, let it out. Again. One more. Coming back to a normal breath. Letting the hands rest on the thighs. Breathing. Small stretches every day will help increase your flexibility and mobility and all of your joints, all of your muscles. But yoga is just one component. When you turn off this video, I want you to spend 5 minutes or more if you're able, depending on where you're at in your practice. Take 5 minutes and just sit in quiet. Set an alarm. And when the alarm goes off, I want you to set another alarm for 2 minutes, and just take 2 minutes, or if you want to do longer, you can, and just write, journal. Writing is so therapeutic. It's another form of meditation. It can be very meditative, and it's healing and cleansing. So I am inviting you to do that today. Close your eyes. Envision the timer on your phone. Envision yourself setting the timer for 5 minutes. Imagine yourself sitting or lying, just being, until your timer goes off. And now I want you to visualize where your pen and paper are, exactly where it is in this moment. Because when that timer goes off, you're going to go and you're going to get it. Writing down any thoughts that come up during your physical movement, during practice or your meditation. Do that for yourself. And when you're ready, if you'd like, you can join me now or at the conclusion of the rest of your practice. Join me with palms together at heart center in prayer for an Om to seal our practice. Taking a moment to thank yourself for showing up today. thanking yourself for continuing to nurture your body, nurture your mind, and grow just like the lotus flower. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale to Om. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself and turning me on and tuning me on and practicing with me. I hope you have an excellent day or evening. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.